You want to talk some softball?
Oh man, let's go. Am I
We
talking?
have, hand up, we have not given the softball team enough attention lately. That is getting corrected right now. I got a very strongly worded DM about it to the
Uh-oh.
podcast Twitter, Ted.
Oh no.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay, I
guy
like it.
was not pleased that we talk so much NBA and
You,
don't
you,
talk
hey, you should have told him don't lose 5 games, and then we'll be.
39 and 5 Plank. What's going on with this program? What's wrong? Hey, come in all seriousness, coming off the sweep
Yeah,
of Mississippi State, right? Top 15 team. Just how's the squad looking, Plank? What do you think?
it's a whole new world, man, and it's been interesting. I've been with them every step of the way, and I feel like it's been a unique trip. Just first week of the year, I traveled with him. I flew with him. I rode the bus to games with him. We were in LA, so we were all together. And then, we were home for a lot, right? They went to Waco, and then for like 22 straight games, they were home. We didn't travel a lot. And then I drove myself to Arkansas, I drove myself to Missouri. So I was a little bit detached. I say all that to lay out that I flew with them, bussed with them, did everything with them on the trip to Alabama. And it's wild to see how much they've grown, and how much they've come together in that very, I say short amount of time, but it's 3 months. It's flown by to me. It's a good team. It's a good team. It's in a different world in the SEC. As we're sitting here tonight, top 8 national seeds right now, 6 of them are SEC teams. I mean, that's insane. And Oklahoma, I think, is going to end up by the end of the season playing all but one of them. Yeah, the SEC really did not do us any favors in any of our sports schedulings this year. I mean, it's unbelievable how challenging it's been in baseball, how challenging it was in basketball and football, and now, of course, in softball. But in just a general thought on the team, they're learning. I know some will get mad and say, "What do you mean? We're in late April. They shouldn't be learning." It's all new, guys. Even the transfers that they brought in, they're new and they're still learning about the championship mindset and being an Oklahoma Sooner and guys yelling at Gabe and his DM because they're not talking enough about softball. I'm willing to bet there's no other podcast that has that issue and that covers sports anywhere, right? Um, that's the Oklahoma program. That's the passion that's behind it. So you're starting to see some things come together, and you're also seeing some things that need to continue to get better. The pitching has been a little bit of a roller coaster, but they have an ace in Sam Landry. She's kind of developed more of an attitude in a good way as this season has progressed. She's been really good. Ella Parker's playing hurt. She's got an injury that she's dealing. It's a pain tolerance thing, and that sucks. And she's battling through it. Cassidy Pickering has been on fire, and you're seeing in the new infield, and Nelly at third, and Gabby at short, and in seeing Alan Agbayani at second. They're all coming together. But I still say the biggest key going forward, guys, is to see them get more production from behind the plate, and it's getting there. It's hard to replace an All-American that was the Johnny Bench Player of the Year and had some of the most dramatic moments in Sooner softball history in Kinsey Hansen. And it doesn't help that 2 players that caught for you are now at Tennessee and at Florida and having great seasons too, right? Imagine losing a quarterback and he goes off to 2 other SEC schools and he's balling out, right? When your quarterback might be struggling a bit. And that's what Oklahoma is dealing with at the catcher position right now. But they're fun, man. They're fun. It's still new. It's still new to this group. And I really feel like they're starting to put things together. My theory had always been get them early because the time they get into May, they're going to be tough to beat. And, here they are inching towards May. And even though they just lost a series to Alabama, guys, no one had swept Mississippi State all year long. And there's only one team in all of college softball that has swept 2 teams in the top 10 of the RPI, and that's Oklahoma. They swept South Carolina, they swept Arkansas. So they're in a really good place heading towards May, and I think their best softball is ahead of them.
Well, it's Texas week.
That's right.
Handicap the series against Texas, and then I don't know if we'll have you back on before they play Florida the week after. So we got fireworks ending the
Yeah.
regular season here. What do you make of those 2 series?
If anything I said about Texas last year, go back and re-queue it. Same team. Same team. there is not much difference. And that's not a knock. I mean, they went to the championship series. Um, Tegan Kavan is back. She's really good in the circle. They've got the same team. Sitlali Gutierrez, who spun a gym against the Sooners, is back. Reese Atwood, their talented catcher, is back. I mean, it is wild. It's like what Oklahoma had coming back last year, only they don't have the hardware. And I can't wait for it because it's two teams that it's like strength on strength. And when Oklahoma came into the SEC, it raised the profile of the SEC softball wise, and it was already the best softball conference in college softball. Texas is up there now, man. That's probably, the second or third best team in the country right now. And I would even argue maybe Texas might deserve to be number one. That pains me to say, but that's how good they've been. So this is going to be a Donnybrook, man. And what's interesting is they're both kind of like neck and neck with each other for the 8, 9, 7 spot in the RPI, which is going to adjust a bit. And you want to be a top 8 seed because you want the road to the World Series to go through your stadium. So it's a different world because usually I'd come in and like, go sweep them. I love a sweep. I just want to win the series, right? Get that series win. And then, Ted, we're going to Florida for the first time ever. Oklahoma's never played down in Gainesville. Just about every time those two teams have played has been in the College World Series, including the dramatic 2 games they played last year. You know the story. Tim Walton was an assistant at Oklahoma when they won the 2000 national championship, former OU pitcher. Jen Rocha was a longtime Florida pitching coach. She's now our pitching coach. She won 2 national titles at Florida. So and Florida's starting, this time last year was where Florida found another gear. They swept Texas A&M at the end of the season, and then they won the SEC tournament, and then they were a win away from the World Series. So they've had these late season surges before, and now Oklahoma gets to go down there in 2 weeks and deal with that on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. So it's going to be the why we're in the SEC for softball over the next 2 weeks, and I can't wait for it, man. I can't wait for it. It's going to really be fun to see what the pitching matchups look like this weekend against Texas.
We all know what the expectation is for OU softball. In order for this team to get to the level it needs to be at, Plank, to go make a run at a title, what do they need to improve the most?
Um, Runners in scoring position, getting them home, number one. Got to be better at that. I think they're hitting in the 200s in conference play. That's got to be better. 2-out hitting, clutch hitting, it's got to be better. And then I would just say they make a few minor mistakes defensively that end up really costing them. Now, it's been shored up, it seems, right? And it's getting better. But you can't have those, ball tipping off a pitcher's glove, and instead of an easy out, it's rolling into right field. Bunt in front of the plate, and you got a third baseman charging and a pitcher charging and a catcher standing there, and they all look at each other. That happened against Alabama twice. But clean those things up defensively. And then just pitching, keep the ball in the yard, and quit falling. I know I'm giving a laundry list of things, but these are the things that have to get better. Quit falling behind in counts and quit giving up the long ball. I mean, that's just as easy as it comes, I think, in laying it out, probably more than difficult to execute. But yeah, drive runners in, make defensive plays, and don't give up home runs. I mean, it's. I feel like that Bull Durham baseball is an easy game. You throw the ball, you catch the ball, you hit the ball. But that's where we are right now. And this is a team that just doesn't know. They have Sid Sanders that's been there, Kirsten Deal that's been there, and that's really it, right? So it's a whole new group that's learning this together. And if they can shore up, and if I were to pigeonhole it down, Gabe, if they can shore up those opportunities with runners in scoring position, that's the number one thing. They should have beaten Alabama last Monday. Should have beaten them. You got the bases loaded with less than 2 outs, and your best hitter up, and you don't score at least 1 run, you're going to lose that game. That's what happened. So I gave you about 4 or 5, but if I were really to say one area, scoring when you have those opportunities, not leaving runners on base, you're going to win a lot of games going forward. And I think they're on pace to do that. Definitely did it this past weekend against Mississippi State.
Are we going to be able to get this series off this weekend. The weather is not looking like it wants to cooperate.
Uh-oh, I haven't looked. Is it bad? I stopped looking. I did not allow myself to look anymore. What's it
Well,
saying?
well, I
Hold
mean,
on. Oh yeah, that's not good. Oh no.
There's just rain graphics next to all the days games are supposed to be played. I'm
Oh
coming
man.
Sunday. Is it supposed to rain Sunday? Oh no.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what. We played we have been affected by the weather so much this year. We had, you go back to the opening series, South Carolina, we had to play a doubleheader on Sunday. When we went to Arkansas, we had to play a doubleheader on Saturday. Just this last weekend against Mississippi State, had to play a doubleheader on Sunday. So uh, I hope that the forecasts clear up because that's a lot, man. And that taxes a team. That would be a fourth doubleheader that you would have if you have to double up one of those days. Or, all right, hold on, hear me out. It's not the worst thing if you don't end up getting one of these games in, because as it stands right now, the first place team in the SEC, Texas A&M, has played one fewer game because when they went to Georgia, their Sunday game got rained out and it got canceled. So they've got a half game lead on everyone right now. So I don't know. Maybe that could be something that works out. But for the fans and for this team, I hope we're able to get all three games in. And it looks a little dicey in Gainesville too next week. I did look ahead of that. So
I
maybe
think
we'll
the
double it
answer
up next week.
clearly is we need to start the
Dome?
donation push to put a retractable dome
Love it.
built.
Love it. Gabe, get on it. Let's get the Love's Dome. It could
I'll
change the
I'll send
entire.
an email right now, guys.